because there's this like thing, this joke of like, oh, Canadian actors just need to step on American soil, come back, and they'll be working Canadian actors. But, you know, why go to LA or New York and hustle and bustle with the other millions of actors? Instead, I'm going to touch down on the stages of Magic City, build my name there, and come back and be the Canadian star I was meant to be, you know?
Allow me to reintroduce myself. My name is
Amanda Cordner, Amanda, 5 and 6, Toronto local.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of All Roads Lead to Magic City. We have another Empress Nicole Guthrie on the show with us. Now, Nicole Guthrie, a University of Toronto alumna, launched Cole Beauty Makeup Artistry in 2017, quickly earning recognition with her work featured in Today's Bride. Her collaborations with CBC, TD, and other industry professionals showcased her talent and ability to form notable partnerships. In 2021, amid pandemic challenges, Nicole founded The Lash Box. Get it, The Lash Box, Ontario's first automated eyelash retail venture, installing vending machines in key malls and most recently launching her first mini lash vending kiosk in fashion retailer Shop 20. Her journey highlights her relentless drive and innovative mindset, reshaping the beauty sector and mentoring aspiring entrepreneurs. Nicole continues to lead and set future trends in beauty retail. Damn, Nicole, welcome.
Thank you so much.
Welcome to the show. I'm so glad you're here. Have you heard of Magic City?
I have heard of Magic City.
Have you been to Magic City?
You know what? I've only been to Atlanta twice.
Okay.
Okay, once.
And you didn't go?
No, I was there on a church retreat, so I couldn't go.
On a church retreat? Well, you know what?
It's like a conference, so I couldn't go. And
Respect.
but I heard about it, and this was like years ago.
Yes.
And yeah, so it was just like, I heard that it was the place to be. It was bumping, like.
Oh my gosh.
But never got a chance to go.
Oh my gosh, Nicole, okay. Jermaine Dupri describes it as hip-hop adult Cirque du Soleil. And that's exactly what it was. And I was with a friend who had never been to a strip club before, and I'm like, this is the place to have your first time, for sure. And even when I was in there, I was like screaming and clapping and wooing. The woo girl was here, you know? The dancers were coming up to me to shake my hand because I was so like, yeah. And I ended up talking to one of the dancers, and she was telling me that each dancer there clears between $3,000 and $6,000 a night.
Wow.
Even when it's not busy.
Right.
And that dancer I was talking to also has 3 businesses. She has a lash business too.
Oh, wow.
Cosmetic and lashes. Also a real estate agent. And she works there 3 nights a week, a month at a time. She supports her family. Mm-hmm. And like I said, she'll work a month at a time and then not work there for 3 or 4 months and then come back. And so here I am, little Canadian, sitting there watching, listening to this. And she even said, like, girl, you could work here. She's like, want me to introduce you to the manager? I'm like, okay, hold on. And she even told me too, like, she touched my tummy. She's like, you just need to get liposuction on your tummy and put it in your ass, get your boobs done. And she's like, and you're light skinned, so you'll make a lot of money here too.
Oh, wow.
I was like, wow.
That's a lot.
That's a lot. But I took that in, Nicole, and here we are almost 6 months later, and I'm like, I audition 3 to 4 times a week for no money. I'm constantly dancing for daddy, if you will, for no money. What would happen if I went to Atlanta?
Let's get that paper.
Get that paper. Make it rain on this fat ass to supplement my artistic lifestyle. I still want to create, make my own shows and what have you. But to get there, I'd like that cash injection.
Right. We
Yes.
all would like that cash injection.
Of course. Would you do it?
No.
Why not?
Just not my scene.
Yeah.
I wouldn't. But I don't have a problem with people that do that.
Yeah.
You know, like you do what you got to do.
You do what you got to do. But can I share something with you too?
Yes.
So sitting there and seeing like there's all these beautiful black women and different shades of whatever, but like their bodies are being celebrated there. And there's all these different shapes. My shape being celebrated and having cash thrown all over it. So that was like another pull for me. And at the same time, I felt is this all we can offer? Like I put my, I felt the shame for them, even though they're these liberated, beautiful
Right.
beings up there making it work for them. And I'm sitting here I know it's like rooted in, I was raised Catholic and it's rooted in whatever morality shit I have going on. But also seeing all these black women too, I was like, we're already overly sexualized
That's right.
in media. And what would it say for me to also take part in it? What would I say about myself? And so I'm on this journey too to like collect different ideas and thoughts about becoming a Magic City stripper. Not just any stripper, a Magic City stripper. Do you think there's a difference between being a stripper and an actor?
I do.
Yeah, tell me everything.
But I mean, you also just painted something, a bit of a picture to me that I never thought about, dancing for daddy. Right? So it's almost like
Yes.
you're kind of being exploited,
Anyway,
right?
with my clothes on.
With your clothes on. You are being sexualized in some way though.
Yeah.
But I do see it as different.
Yes.
Right? Because in one instance, you are truly being sexually exploited.
Yes.
Right? Like you are being celebrated, like you said, in a certain industry. You're getting paid for just your aesthetics. I mean,
Yeah.
now that I talk it through, I'm like, oh man,
Let's talk it through.
As an actress, as an actor, like you also are being paid for your aesthetics,
Yeah.
also your talent. But I think that the talent requirement, that piece is a bit different.
Yes.
Right? Like, I'm not saying that dancing isn't a gift or a talent, but I just feel like what you put into, for example, reading a script, learning your lines, that's a lot different than...
What about the hours of training in pole dancing, creating a character? This is exactly, let's debate this for real. Because this is exactly what we are looking for and trying to explore on this show.
doesn't translate for me.
Yeah. It's not the same.
I agree that you're probably putting in hours to learn different routines and, but it doesn't translate for me at
Yeah.
all.
What do you mean?
I think the ability to like retain, for example, when you're studying scripts, retaining your script, I just feel like the level of the skill set that's required in this space
Yes.
is much different. And I hate to say that it's not as, like what strippers do or dancers do is there's less, work and effort that goes into it. But I see acting as completely different. Like the skill set that you need.
Yes.
You're funny, like on and off, television. And so I feel like that's something that I don't know. I'm having a hard
take my
time
clothes off for money.
putting words to it, but I just feel like it's such a special, unique gift. I don't know. It's just different to me.
Yeah. I respect that.
Yeah. So I see it as completely different. But would you really would you really
Shake my
consider?
ass?
Yeah.
I am. I am actually considering it,
Okay.
just for the, I feel like everything I do anyway informs my craft. So looking at it from that perspective, I'm like, what an acting challenge I'm going to take on
Right.
and make money at the same time. If there's still an audition process for that too. I have to stand in front of, Michael Magic Barney.
Right.
this now 80-year-old man who's going to tell me whether or not this body is worthy to stand on stage and dance.
And how would you feel about, so for example,
Yeah.
the dancer that you were speaking to, she mentioned like what she thinks that you should do or could
Yeah.
do to your body
Yeah.
to kind of like fit into like, you know,
The fantasy.
right. So would you do any work to yourself?
Well, and I will admit, even though I don't know her and she doesn't know me, that hurt me. When she like touched my stomach and then like my boobs, I was like, I'm just not wearing a really good bra right now. You know, I have a uniboob because I'm wearing, you know, a sports bra. And if I had them lifted and separated, maybe you would, Amanda, calm down.
Right.
You know? See, that's, you know, this spiral set off. And she put her hands on my stomach too and told me to get liposuction and put it in my ass. And I was like, maybe there's a way I could work out to get that body worthy and ready to go.
But then like, you know, like there, like right in there is
Yes.
that kind of like that mindset that, okay, so remember we're talking about this assault on our bodies?
Exactly.
Like there it is,
There
right?
it is
Because it's
again.
suddenly this insecurity that is now thrown upon you that you probably didn't have before,
Yeah.
right? Or if you did, it wasn't highlighted in this way.
Exactly.
Right? So is this, the whole industry, is it rooted in insecurities? Because, you know, now as a woman, as a natural woman, you cannot, you don't even feel comfortable being up there and in your natural body
Yeah.
because it's
Or my
kind of
hair.
not, or here,
Right?
'Cause
I'm
it's
going to need
it's
the...
not socially accepted in that space, right?
For sure.
So-
short hair is not socially acceptable. Having a little pudgy tummy is not socially acceptable.
So now you're going down a rabbit hole, but at the same time, but at the same time,
Yes.
okay, so your experience working in the industry as an actor,
I already feel that, Nicole.
okay, so have you ever had anybody come to you and say, Amanda, you're great for this role, but I think you need to lose a couple pounds?
I've had 2 agents before the one I currently have tell me that I needed to lose weight if I wanted to be a lead in North American television. It's funny, 2 women said that to me. That I'm not pretty enough or thin enough to be a lead in North American television. That I'm just gonna, one of my agents said, oh, I'm just gonna help you get the opportunities so you can make money to pay for your own work.
Wow.
Exactly. So I'm already in the industry who's telling me that my body's not good enough, that my face is not pretty enough, that my hair is whatever. I'm already existing in there. And so what's the difference here? There's more money over here on this stage in a thong and some clear heels. But still, you know, shaking my ass for daddy.
You know, I felt that way with athletes, you
Yeah.
know, like who are in almost like in an arena, like when you look at basketball, for example, you know, like we're paying to see, you know, people play, people
Yeah.
perform. We're spending a lot of money to see that, but it almost seems like it feels like theatrics.
Yes.
Right? Like, so it's almost like, almost in all these different realms, there's some form of like human exploitation.
For sure.
Right? Even though basketball players, I'm sure they love what they do. They love the money too.
Yeah.
Right? But in a way, we're again, you know, we're paying this money for their skill sets.
Yes.
But do we value them? Not really.
Yeah.
You know, when they're injured, we're upset and we move on. You
Yeah.
know, we can't wait till we don't really care if they're better. Like we just want them back on the court.
Yeah.
Or back in the game. So I mean,
Do you think actors are valued though? Because something similar in the sense that like actors are exploited as they are trendy. If they're trending, they're in every effing movie, every show,
Right.
until we get tired of seeing their faces. I can't believe how many people talk about Ryan Gosling now and how fucking tired I am of seeing him and he's everywhere. And
which is weird because we haven't seen him for a while. Like this is since
Exactly.
he's been gone for a minute, right? Like Barbie is like his comeback.
Exactly. And so isn't it funny how the thing that we work so hard to become is the same thing that ends up being our demise?
Right. Were you thinking about like the negative?
Of course. This is part of it too. Of like, well, do you think it would ruin my career?
I don't.
Yeah.
I don't because like well, for one, I feel like I know you.
Yeah.
So I don't. I feel like this is epic.
But those who don't know me, they're like, oh.
No, but I feel like anybody who know, like, I mean, I don't know.
Yeah.
I see it as like, it only gets better from here. To me.
I love it.
I think that people, like, there are some people secretly that will live vicariously through you. You know what I'm saying? Like, I always want to know, like, how do you get into because Magic City isn't just a strip club. Like, that's actually like
cultural hotspot.
Yeah, like that's a social spot too, where people just go to have drinks. Like, it's not just about like strippers, right? So that's why it's such a like an attractive place in Atlanta, because it's like, yeah, you get that part, but you also get that huge like social aspect of it. So it almost seems like hard to get into, right?
Yes.
So I think that people would love to know, like, how did
hard
you
is
even
it?
get there?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
What was the process? Like, you know, how did you have to look? You know, did you have to look fit a certain aesthetic? Did you have to change yourself? You know, did you have to change your hair? Like, what did
Probably.
I also see it as like you're making something for yourself, which I think is really profound, right? Because I think a lot of times we wait for things, like you said, like wait for auditions to come, wait for agent to get back to us, wait for this. But you're actually like, you're going out and you're making something happen for yourself. And you're just like, whatever becomes of this, becomes of this.
Or else you'll be waiting forever.
You'll be waiting forever. You know, and so like it's so cliche when they say like, you know, if the road's not built or if that trail doesn't exist, you know, go out and create it for yourself or but it's true.
Yeah.
Right? Like, don't wait for anyone to give this to you. Go out and create something for yourself. And in
100%.
creating it, you're passionate and everything that comes along with that, you're going to build something amazing with this.
And you're a part of it.
And I'm
you
a
know,
part of it.
exactly. These conversations, to build something amazing, you need to be in the presence of amazing too. Just because you built your own path, okay. What tools did you use?
And you pivot, which is what you're doing, right?
Yeah.
Like, it doesn't mean that it's not going to work out. Sometimes it just means shifting, right? Shifting ideology, shifting, you know, just like it could be a small shift, a paradigm shift. It could be something, you know, just a matter of like, hey, you know, I'm not going to audition. I'm going to audition at Magic City. Right? It is hard.
It's so hard. Yeah. Everybody's being exploited at some point.
Everybody's being exploited at some point.
Do you think, at what point do you think you were dancing for daddy? Like in your, when you're coming up?
Definitely, I think when I was working in corporate.
Yeah.
So the whole time that I was working, like launching Cole Beauty, for example, even the Lash Box, I was still working full time. Yeah. I've only most recently left my corporate role.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
That's awesome.
And I felt that whole experience was kind of like dancing for daddy.
Yeah.
You know, and I just love that term that you use. I love that phrase.
Yeah.
Right? Because it's so, you know, it's actually applicable to a lot of different scenarios, a lot of different things. And so for me, working in that corporate role, 9 to 5, you know, coming in and having to be, that's why I was so excited about just being able to wear a fitted today.
Yeah.
You know, like just being comfortable in who you are, wearing what you want to wear, showing up as your authentic self, I think is so important. I think sometimes when you're in corporate spaces like that, you're really policed, right? Your image is very policed. You know, your verbiage is very policed. You know, we talk about this whole, you know, code switching, for example, right? Like, so you really can't show up as who you are.
Yeah.
And so I felt for a long time that I had to fit into this perfect little, you know, token Black woman working in, you know, corporate Canada. I had a management role. And so I kind of I was one of the only Black women working in management at this company.
Wow.
Right. And so it kind of felt like I did have to show up and be somebody that I wasn't, you know, to be paid.
Yes.
You know, and so it was a huge relief when I was finally able to get into a space where I could just be myself.
Yeah.
You know, so I do see that as kind of like dancing for daddy. Like you'd have to wear your hair a certain way. Like I would never wear my hair curly. My hair is naturally curly. I would never wear it to work.
Oh yeah, I got in trouble so much in corporate spaces about my hair.
And if no one ever because no one ever came up to me and said, oh my gosh, your hair, you know, but just the commentary and, you know, just oh, your hair looks so different today.
Yeah.
Really? My hair is curly and then it's straight.
Yeah.
It's one or the other. How is that so different, right? But being put on the spot, you know, just that feeling of not feeling so comfortable about being here, or feeling like, oh my gosh, there's attention on me that I didn't really want today because I changed my hair.
Yeah, right?
It's uncomfortable, you know? And so, yeah, I definitely did feel that way. And I don't feel that way anymore. Being in a space where you make your own hours, you know, you show up when you want to. If I want to take a break today and go to the gym, I'm going to do that. If I want to take my daughter to swimming class, I can do that, right? So there's more freedom and power, and maybe I'm not making as much money as I was making, you know, working corporate. But the ability to do things that you wouldn't normally have been able to do because you're dancing for daddy,
right?
You know what I mean? That to me is like freedom. That to me is success. That to me is, you know, what everyone craves.
Yes.
Is the ability to control like how much time I'm putting into something, how much money I'm making, you know, can I go for this break without asking, you know, telling my whoever that I'm stepping away for lunch, like those types of things that we don't ever think about.
Exactly. And the real wealth is
the
time.
real wealth, right? So, and I think everyone's chasing that right now, and you know, entrepreneurship is really trendy, and everybody wants to be, but it's rough at the same time. For sure.
Do you think everyone can have an empire? Because here we are, like trying to build that empire state of mind.
It's not for the weak.
It's not for the weak,
right? It's not for the weak. It's not what you think it is. Like I think I romanticize what I thought it would be. Nothing like what I thought it would be.
Yeah.
Right? Like you have so many challenges. Maybe sometimes even challenges outweighing the benefits at times.
For sure.
But the whole idea is like, keep going, right? Because you're going to have these little things that are going to affirm you. For example, Magic City, if that's where you're supposed to be.
It's affirming me.
You know, maybe things around you are going to affirm you in that, right? And you're going to feel like this is the direction that I need to take. You know, and so when you feel like, things are, maybe it's not perfect, but I'm definitely seeing, you know, things working out. You know, I'm seeing opportunities. I'm sitting here speaking to you, right? You start to see, you know, there is something here, and I don't need to just like give up on this. This is something that was placed, like God placed this on my heart for a reason. Yeah. You know, and I need to honor that.
And truly, you know, my excitement about Magic City, I went to Monica Mustelier, who is producing this podcast and directing it. I was in my excitement, I was telling her about this, and you know, I'm sitting there and I'm thinking, what if we did like a show where we follow this Canadian actor she's like, I love it. Let's run with it. And then I was like, this is dumb. No, I don't know. No, let's go. Let's try to figure out what this is.
I love that. So she's affirming you in that moment, right?
Which I rarely feel in my industry. And look how quick I was to be like, this is dumb. And I was crying to her. I was like, well, I don't think this is so stupid. Or what are we going to do with this? You know?
Right.
Well, we'll figure it out. We'll figure out our way in.
That's right.
Yeah.
Right. And that's you counteracting. That's you counteracting that negative self-talk too, right? Yeah. It's
having
like,
people around you.
Even if you think it's dumb.
Yeah.
Who cares?
Yeah, right?
You know, you know how many people would die to be in the seat where you're in right now, doing what you're doing right now?
Yeah, right?
You know, so it's like, that's amazing. That's a blessing.
Exactly. And this like thought, this journey look at this like setup. Look where we are. Beautiful. Look who's here.
Beautiful.
Right? We're on the road.
100%.
And all roads lead to Magic City. Nicole, thank you so much for talking with us.
Honestly, my pleasure. Like, I'm still like, pinch me, is this real?
You're
like,
so cute.
How am I sitting here speaking with you?
Oh my gosh.
You are just phenomenal and completely inspired by you. Always from the moment that I met you till today. Beautiful inside and out.
Thank you.
Yeah,
that's what exactly
I'm
what
gonna
I said about
come see you in Magic City then, cause
come see me. You know, I could bring my clowning abilities to the strip club until I get kicked out. Go in and liberate some souls. They don't need saving. I'm not saying that. You know,
but it's exciting.
It is exciting. You know, I said the same thing about you.
Really?
Today, that you're a beautiful person inside and out.
Thank you.
Yeah, so it's interesting, funny that you're saying it back to me.
I just adore you. So
Wow. Thanks for being here.
thanks for having me.
That was great.
Oh my goodness. I just love talking. I could just sit here and talk to her all day. Firstly.
All Roads Lead to Magic City with Amanda Cordner is produced by Clark Park Films, Monica Ayamuselier, and Stephanie Cowan, and is sponsored by Little Havana Cafe. The show is executive produced by Amanda Cordner and directed by Monica Ayamuselier and lighting design by Stephen Elphick. Thank you so much for listening. Please join me next week for another episode of All Roads Lead to Magic City. Follow us on all the socials at All Roads Lead to Magic City.